Okay. Today, I'm going to try and do an experiment in getting a really strong metrical sense in one of these sort of generative patches. So I want to have not just a tempo, but a accent structure. So I don't know. This shouldn't be too hard. The way I'm going to approach this is to have a sequence, just like any other sequence in the system. But what this is going to represent is to what degree a note should be accented. So if we're in like 4/4 time, then the first beat is strong. I don't know what my weakest should be. Just since multiplication is convenient, let's not do 0. So the second beat is weak. Third beat is strong-ish. And the fourth beat is weak. All right. Yeah. So that should give me basically the accent structure that you'd expect from 4/4 time. So I'll do my standard 100 BPM tempo. And then, so we need some way to hear this. So let's do, just to start with, a sine wave. And we'll just do stable pitch. And then just multiply by accents and see if that sounds like a 4/4 time. And I think it. Okay. Clicking. And fix that with this. Still clicking. Huh, okay. That would be less of an issue if there was an envelope. If you've watched previous videos, I did change my implementation of this portamento effect such that this number, which previously was just meaningless, and just making it smaller made the change slower, but not in an obvious way. This is now the number of seconds that it will take to transition from a previous value to a new value, so it's a little easier to interpret. Okay, so that gives me the basic structure. This sort of crossfade thing doesn't sound very good, so let's do this with an envelope. So attach K envelope, and then so my sequence actually also emits triggers, so we can consume those. Okay, so now I've lost that sense of 4/4 because it's just evenly spaced on accented beats. So that's no good. So now I should be able to get this back by doing something like affecting the attack. So if I imagine that an accented beat is going to have a sharper attack, which seems reasonable, then I can make that work by multiplying my attack by the inverted accent. So this means that my attack will be, if my accent is up, which means I want it to be accented, my attack will be shorter. And probably too short for those really That does sound, there you could hear the structure there. Maybe with the decay, it would be the reverse. If I'm like sort of putting more energy into a note to make it accented, it might actually linger a little bit longer. That didn't do it for me. But I think the attack does work. So, and then also maybe try and get a little bit of the strength back in. And so this is probably gonna start clean. Well, no, because since I've got the envelope now, then there's not that sudden transition anymore. Okay. Quiet. Still clicking a little bit. I don't know why that is. I guess these are pretty long. Yeah, there's still a little bit of a click there, but whatever. The idea seems sound. So let's just give it a sequence. A pitch sequence this time. Something like that, different length. And then we're gonna sample holds, because these, they can be tricky at the same time, it shouldn't matter. So run my quantizer on it. Let's just pull out the trigger here and give it a Boolean gate. A Bernoulli gate. I'm going to give it the triggers from my accent sequence, and probability. Start with 1. So this a Bernoulli gate has 2 inputs, a probability and a signal, and 2 outputs. And every time the signal goes high, it will randomly switch which of the outputs the signal gets routed to based on the probability. So you can use it as like a little random switch, or like what I'm going to do here, which is to take one of these ports, the first one, and 50%. Now, since my probability is 1, everything will always be routed to that port. But if I reduce it to, say, 8, we should start to see it'll drop some triggers. So it starts to stutter a little bit. And so what I actually want is to make it more likely to hit on strong beats, which I think I could just go like this. So I believe that will make it will always hit on the strong beat, or it'll always hit on the first beat, which is probably maybe not actually quite what I want. Maybe just reduce that by a little bit. So it'll always hit on, or almost always hit on the first beat of the measure, 50% of the time on the second beat, 80% of the time, slightly less than 80% of the time on the third beat, and then slightly less than 50% of the time on the fourth beat. Okay. Cool. So I wonder, what is the accent structure for 3/4 time? Is it 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3? So it's just all the energies on the first beat. I think that's right. So that should give me like a sort of a 3/3 time thing. I don't think it's actually hitting on the first beat always, so this is not doing quite what I think it does. So there should be 4. Oh. Let's just go back to this. Okay, so there is that pattern there. I think that works. Let's slow it down. Okay. I guess it is actually always hitting the first beat. No, that's too much. That'll always hit. Yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea. It doesn't really feel right. Yeah, actually, it does. I have a second voice. And we'll just make that a filtered saw wave. No, let's make it a filtered square wave. That's fun. Because actually, I didn't have a pulse with modulatable square wave before, and I found someone from the Rust Audio forum, Weird Constructor, has a crate called HexoDSP, and it had an implementation of a BLEP synthesizer, which I'm now using in this to do square waves. So now I have square waves that I can pulse width modulate, which is awesome. Okay, so these square waves are, previously I was using my very, very simple wavetable synthesizer, and now I'm using Weird Constructor's HexoDSP BLEP synthesizer, which is cool. Okay, so what do I want? So I want this to have my pitch, just kind of a sequence, and then the pulse width. Well, let's take that for accent. And then I don't know what the gain of that needs to be. That sure doesn't sound like what I think it should. Oh! It's because I'm taking the sequence, which is in volt per octave, not in actual frequencies, so I need to quantize. I need to get that up to the actual frequency. I think I'm going to switch to volt per octave representation for pitch everywhere. I just haven't yet. Okay, so now I need an envelope. And I'll just whatever. And then I'm going to take the other half of the Bernoulli gate. So the way this works is this is the two gates. So it's either this one firing or this one firing. They never fire at the same time, and they sort of randomly switch back and forth. So now you can see they're switching. And give this a. Okay, not exactly a waltz, but you can hear. I think you can hear the 3/3 time. It sort of sounds like that sort of classic dance music pattern. Okay, and then if we go here. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if this quite works, but... Oh, because sine wave doesn't have pulse width on it. It only takes one. No, not much of a base. Okay, anyway, the accident pattern was the thing I was going for there, and I think I did see that works. And I don't know if it's the best way of doing that, but it clearly gives you a structure to hang stuff off of. So I'm pretty happy with that. Cool.